Okay, so you remember I told you that one of the things I liked about Microsoft Access was that it was just one file. You could do all your work in one file, save it, and send it to me. Well, this is not a file. This is just an interface to connect to a database server. So for you to be able to export the contents of your database to me and send them to me, you're going to first have to export it in some way. And there's more than one way to do that. But I think through this interface, this may be the best way of doing it. If we right-click on the name of the database, and this database is called Postgres, and we click on Backup, okay, if you get this error, then we are going to have to fix it. So let's see here. Where we go to Preferences, binary paths, select. Okay, come down here. Oops. I don't actually know why it's doing that, but we're going to have to find the bin file for this. So I believe it's under Program Files, PostgreSQL 12 bin. I don't understand why I can't choose 12. This is actually probably the better way to do this. That's already chosen that correctly. You know, you may not have this because you probably don't have these other ones installed. But if you do, let's try this and see what happens. You'll find out soon enough. Okay, so yeah, so hope if you picked up the correct backup, pick the correct binary directory, then this should pop up, backup. All right, file name. This is the name of the file that's going to be created. You could put it wherever you like. I'm going to put it just in my front range directory. This is Spring 23. Okay. And let's create the file. So click up here and give it a file name. My first backup. You can give it a backup extension if you want. As far as I'm concerned, you can just give it a .txt extension. Okay, my first backup.txt. Click create. That's the file it's going to create. Now, for it to create it as a text file, it's very important that you select plain instead of custom. Right, and you don't need to do any of this. Then come to the data objects page. This may look different if you have a previous version. So let's click pre-data, data, post-data. Do not save. And let's leave all of that. And then for options, use column inserts, use insert commands. Yes, we don't really need that. Disable. Okay, I think that's probably enough. And click backup. And down here, it should give you the progress on this job that you're basically submitting. It says it's successfully completed. So let's go see if we can find my first backup.txt. And you can see it's 2 kilobytes. And if I open this with Notepad, you can see what's in it. And if you can't read this, then you probably didn't choose plain, because that's what plain is for. So here's a bunch of things, sort of variables that you're setting at the beginning, and then some other stuff on how Postgres was created. And then right here should give me the SQL that will describe your class table. So if I take this and stick it into my Postgres, it should create the exact same table. And then here's the thing about changing privileges, which we're going to talk about. And then here's the actual insert statement. This is a SQL that will insert that same value into that particular table. And let's see, okay, yeah, this is actually creating the primary key. So tonight you're going to do something a little bit, or this week you're going to do something a little bit different, but in the end you're going to create this backup file, and it'll probably tell you to call it .backup or something. It doesn't really matter as long as you can read it with a notepad. Then you're fine. I gave it the .txt extension because that just means that by default you should be able to open it with Notepad. But you can always click on something and just go open with and tell it Notepad, and then it should at least try to open it. Okay, and then you're going to send me basically this, the backup. Very simple, not a lot that you have to do, just enough to know that Postgres is on your machine, it's running, and you are able to create an object and back it up. Okay, so that's really all you have to do for the first Postgres install. I know it seems simple. It's always simple if everything goes right. But, you know, things don't go right sometimes, like that business with having to tell it where the binary paths are. So we'll work through it, and we'll get everybody installed.